Start. What? Well, tell us the story about when you were captured by the Germans.
Well, it's not. I was in a foxhole, and there was another guy in the foxhole, and the Germans came up and they shot him, and then they had me walk with my hands up, and the American troops over close by, they started racking the things, and I just fell down in the snow.
And everybody else to play dead? You played dead?
I played dead.
They started machine gunning you? The line of guys? Everybody was dead except for him to lay down and play dead. Because you laid down and played dead.
And then I was lying there, and the Americans men came out, and I didn't know who was doing what, but they picked me up and carried me up to
camp, base,
where they were just in there with rifles. And I realized after I got there that there were Americans that I had been pulled in. So I gave the password, and I was free. But then they sent me to the hospital because my feet were frozen, and had to stay there 5 days for the feet to thaw out. It was hell going back, but I
a whole nother state of mind.
Had a guy come along. He was a priest, or a religious man.
Yeah.
And he talked to me for a few minutes, and then he said, "You're okay." He said, "You go ahead." And I went back and took over in the outfit. Well, I still had to go to the hospital. They took me out, and had to be in the hospital for a week while those feet thawed out. And it was hell going back after that.
I think it'd be worse having to go back rather than just stay.
Yep.
I mean, it's probably like a whole mind frame.
But I got the Purple Heart and all that sort of stuff. And then...
Did you get shot too?
No, they didn't.
And he never got shot.
No,
I swear to God. I knew he had a Purple Heart, but...
No, the fellow who was in the... One of us, there were 3 of us in the foxhole. And one of them was shot, and one of them jumped out and got away, and I had a man had a German there with me, and they walked me out of there, and then one of the fellows there with the machine gun or with rifles, I don't know whether it was, anyway, they saw us going, and they saw me, and I was far enough apart from the Germans, so they fired and hit the Germans and didn't hit me.
On purpose?
Yeah. They didn't try to hit me.
But
and so I fell down in the snow. Well, then they came and picked me up. They didn't do anything. They just picked me up and carried me up and put me down by the foxhole. And then they started talking. Well, when they did that, I raised up and gave a password and scared the hell out of them because anyway, one of them and
were you?
And then I had to go to the hospital because I was turned into the hospital to get my feet unfrozen.
Were you laying amongst other fallen soldiers Or were you just lying by yourself?
I was by myself. Well, there had been another one when I got out of the foxhole. There had been one killed that had been in there with me. Why they killed him, I don't know. Maybe he was doing something, but I didn't do anything, and I just walked away. But when our troops started firing, I just fell down in the snow and stayed there, and froze my feet, and had to stay 5 days in the hospital.